those vegan guys. Thank you.
Well, hello there, lovely people. Just wanted to do a follow-on from last week's very emotional video where I was basically in a panic mode because of COPPA and because of the new YouTube terms. And I wanted to thank you all for taking the time to watch that and for your responses and your links, which, you know, helped me to kind of look into things a bit further and not worry so much now as I was worrying last week about it. And it wasn't really the COPPA thing, because a lot of people responded specifically to the COPPA thing, and I actually made a point in the video of saying I'm not too worried about that COPPA thing. I'm actually more worried about the new terms, and it was that particular clause about the you know, if for whatever reason, if we deem a channel not to be commercially viable, we can remove it, blah 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 blah. And so quite a lot of you said the same kind of thing, that this would seem to be YouTube's way of giving itself the authority to deal with the channels which are problematic, and those channels are already facing problems because a lot of them videos, for whatever reasons, are being demonetized. And so if 99% of the stuff you do on YouTube is demonetized and you are monetizable, then you're not commercially viable, and they have an easy out route to say bye bye. So I really don't think now, having slept on it many times, thought about it long and hard, read a lot more, watched a lot more, paid attention to what people were saying, I don't think that we smaller YouTubers, whether we be vegan YouTubers or any of you other fabulous smaller YouTubers who commented on the first video, I think we've got this. I think we're okay. And I didn't want my video to be a cause of more panic in people, because that would just make me feel even worse. It was my way of dealing with my feelings, which were based on hoping for the best but expecting the worst, which is kind of how I face a lot of things in life. Not necessarily always a good thing, actually. You know, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I know it's kind of said, and it's a common thing that's shared amongst us humans, but is that necessarily a good way to go about your life? Possibly not. So I am, of course, all the channels backed up, all the videos we've ever made, we've still got all of them. So even if the worst did come to the worst, it's good to know that backup's there, because you never know what's going to happen to YouTube itself, do you? But I am happy to report that I'm feeling much better and much more in the know about it all now. I really am so sorry to any other small YouTubers like ourselves who were worried more by my video. As I said, it was just my way of dealing with my emotions, and I was in a terrible, fearful state that the possibility of it all just going was there, and I was terrified. Well, none of our videos have been demonetized, unless I've actually done them, which I do with some shorter ones, because I've noticed with shorter videos, when you switch on monetization, it doesn't allow you to choose necessarily where the ads go, and I don't want people to have to sit through 2 ads before they even see the video that they've clicked to watch, because that's just the kind of thing that makes me go away. So I'm trying to do mid-roll and end ads rather than at the beginning of a video, because I would like people, of course, to watch what we do. That's why we do what we do, so that you'll watch what we do. and so that we can, you know, keep this little family going here. If you haven't seen it yet, we did post a video last night from when you'll see this one, and that was our roasted vegetable wraps with peanut chili sauce. I'll link it up there. Anyway, let me see what we're on there. About 6 minutes in. Remember, Paul, link it up there. And of course, I wanted to know whether we have an unboxing and review video coming over the next couple of days. Tell you much more about that when we get to it. But I wanted to know from you guys whether there was anything in particular that you would like us to review coming up to Christmas. Are there any particular roasts from any particular supermarkets? Would you be interested in seeing a redone version of the festive plat, which is an old video we did on our mobile phone, but it's a great plat. It's basically everything Christmassy shoved in pastry, and it's rather lovely. In fact, I'll link that up there as well, so you can have a look at it, but you can also tell me whether you think we should do a new version of that. Excuse me. Feeling much better because I've had my hair cut today, which is probably why I've got the positivity required to do this video and the oomph. So yeah, I'm very I was thinking about it in the barbers today, and I thought, right, you can't just leave that video on there, Paul, because you were in, you know, a very emotional state and a very fearful state, and you shouldn't really be transferring that onto other people. I do feel now like I should have dealt with that before I did that video, but then again, I don't ever want to be disingenuous. Is that the word? I don't want to I don't want you to just see the finished work. I want you to see the process. I think that's very important. And that means me as a person, because you've all been with me on quite the journey for the last 12 months. And I don't necessarily believe in filtering any of that. So when I'm emotional about something and I feel like making an emotional video, or I feel like making a video in which I'm emotional, I'm probably just going to do that. Just know this is how Paul deals with things. It wasn't like I was crushed and worried for days. It was just in the heat of talking about it, and again realising the possibility, you know, I got emotional. I do get emotional sometimes. Don't we all? Doesn't that prove we're real people? You know what I mean? We didn't manage to film any of the vegan. I'm so glad that. Oh, another one. Yes, Jason's cover of Bible Love for My Friends at our friend Caridy's 40th birthday party. I'll link that up there too. We didn't manage to get any of the vegan queens on film from there, or from the drag brunch which we did the day after. So we finished the party in Yelvertoft, started driving home about 9:30, got home about midnight, had a little bit of a wind down, went to bed, up 7 o'clock the next morning for the drag brunch in Manchester, which thank goodness was a huge success. We loved it, they loved it, it was fabulous. What great days they are, those bottomless brunches. They're just a really nice way for people to get together and drink bottomless drinks and eat a meal and watch a couple of crazy drag queens performing. And honestly, we loved it. We absolutely loved it. Cassie at Revolution looked after us so well. The staff, was it called Ben or Sam? It was 3-letter word. I think it was Ben. Yes. Anyway, the staff were absolutely fantastic. And the same waiter that was there on our meetup was there Isaac. Fabulous. It was just an absolutely lovely day, and we even had some of the members of cast from the performance of Gypsy, currently on at the Royal Exchange Theatre, came and enjoyed a lovely lunch with us. So this weekend was it was one of those weekends that you need when you've had a couple of dark weeks, or you know, when you've had a few visits from the black dog, or you've been worried about it. This weekend was tough. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy time wise and tiredness wise and everything. It wasn't an easy weekend, but Kerry I would class as my as one of my best friends, and of course you know Stuart is one of my best friends, so it's like my two main best friends who haven't seen each other physically in the flesh since mine and Jason's wedding in 2009. Spent some time together, and I performed with one best friend for another best friend, and that was lovely. And then the drag brunch was awesome. It was just a nice, affirming, positive weekend filled with friends and laughter and road trips and eating service station food, which is pretty good these days. They've got quite the selection of vegan goodies, you know. We had a lovely sandwich from, I think it was from Waitrose, or it might be Marks and Sparks. It was a no turkey and stuffing Christmas sandwich, and then we had this other one, a wrap with like what's it called, jackfruit, and a carrot coleslaw. It was lovely. Just really nice sandwiches. I enjoy that, you know. I might mourn about it beforehand, but when we were doing shows for Pink Triangle Theatre, that's another one. That'll be the final one. I'll link up there. If you've never seen the show that we used to tour in schools, which we did for 6 years around the country, tackling homophobia, I'll link it up there. We never filmed one in a school because you can't, but the one that we did have on film was filmed by a lovely chap at a Schools Out conference for LGBT History Month, which is February, and the particular version that was filmed 3 weeks after my dad died, and I think it was the first time I'd ever acknowledged it wasn't the first time I'd ever it was when my dad got put into the memorials at the end of the show. Have a look, you'll see what I mean. I'd always mentioned that this part of the show, these particular scenes in the show, were based on me and my dad, but he'd never been in the tributes at the end before, and so that was the first day when I kind of mentioned that we'd lost him a few weeks ago, and then he was added in the tributes which just preceded that. I'm waffling, but I'm allowed to. It's my YouTube video. It's my YouTube channel. So yeah, if there is anything in particular Christmas wise that you would like us to buy and review, let us know down there in the comments. Do have a look down there in the description of this video. Please, smaller YouTubers, don't worry about this whole COPPA thing now. Let's turn it into something comical, like, ooh, COPPA feeling me right bananas. I'm trying here, I'm trying. Yeah, we need not worry. It was a scary moment for a while, but you know, people are making content, and so they are making content, and a lot of it scared me, and now not so much. So we're going to carry on ploughing on with this here YouTube channel. We're not going to put all this work in and then just walk away or stop. We're going to carry on making videos. Let us know the kinds of videos that you might like to see, and perhaps we'll make them for you. As I said, we've got an unboxing video to do tonight. Might have something to do with tea. I'll just say that. I'll also say thank you so much for watching this. You guys are great. Your comments really kind of held me together after making that video last week, and I just felt really supported, and like you've got our back, and like your family, and that means the world. So I'm not going to worry anymore. Please, YouTubers like us, or even smaller, don't worry. Give us a comment on this video so that we can all come and subscribe to you too, and let's all support each other in this mad world, because there's a lot of horrible stuff goes on YouTube. Watching some videos this morning, this guy called Onision, and this whole thing that people are doing about him at the moment, and watching him kind of disintegrate in little personal vlogs is awful, really. YouTube's just like the web, you know. The web's got the dark web. YouTube's got a lot of darkness in it, and a lot of negativity in there. A lot of people not necessarily thinking about what they're putting out there and how it might affect other people. As soon as I acknowledged all your comments last week, and I was like, I've worried other people now. So once again, I apologise for that. So didn't mean to worry you. I really don't think we need to worry, unless you've got Lego and words like duh and whatever on your thumbnails, and your, you know, and bright colours and pop music, and you're purposefully doing it to attract kids. I don't think you have to worry. Like I say, it's all the kind of review and cartoon and toy channels that I feel bad for, who aim their stuff at adults and might get labelled as made for kids. But yeah, cop a feel, cop a look, cop a load of this, cop a load of that, cop off. And I don't think we have to worry about the new YouTube terms either. I think they're a safeguard, as many of you alluded to. I've already done one false ending. I will not do another. I respect you far more than that. I absolutely bloody love you. Before I go, can I do this vine? Right. So there's this amazing woman of colour who did this vine years ago, and it's in lots of collections of vines. I've started saying it all the time, mainly as Gemini. She must have said it 7 or 8 times at the drag brunch, but they seem to love it. So it's this. Bitch! Why you mad? 'Cause my pussy pops severely and yours don't. Thank you for indulging me. Lots of love to you all. You mean the world to us. Never forget it. Ditto, vice versa. Also, Aka, love you. Be excellent to yourself, and of course, be excellent to each other. Except horrible people. You don't have to be excellent to them. You can be. Be nice of you, but it's not a requirement.
Really hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe, it helps us out loads.
It really does. And check down there in the description, because you'll find loads of links. The 2 ways that you can best support us to keep this channel going are through becoming a patron on our Patreon, down there in the description, or buying our merch, darling. Fabulous link down there. We deal with a fabulous vegan company called Vegan Original. Check it out, guys.